Kia ora koutou, ko Angela Caves tōku ingoa, no mai haere mai. Welcome to the Bay of Plenty Business Growth and Support Virtual Conference. My name is Angela Caves and I'm the Partnership and Events Lead with Digital Boost. It is my pleasure to be hosting you this afternoon and over the next few days. Co-hosting with me from Connected is Lats, Tina and Gino, who you will meet shortly. But before we kick off our conference, we're going to have the session formally opened with a karakia by Gino. Thanks, Gino.
Tēnā tātou katoa. E mihi ana ki ngā hau I e wha, kua tūhono mai I tēnei rau. Hai tīmata tā tātou kaupapa kia karakia tātou. Tūtaua mai I runga, tūtaua mai I raro. Tūtaua mai I roto, tūtaua mai I waho. Kia tau ai, te mauri tū, te mauri ora, ki te katoa. Haumi e, hui e, tā ki e. Ko parakohi tōku maunga, ko ohoni mataroa tōku awa. Ko matatoa tōku waka. Ko wai kirikiri tōku marae. Ko nai tūhui tōku iwi. Ko Geno Stock tōku ingoa. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. My name is Gino. I'm the Employment Liaison Advisor at Connected, and I help service the Rotorua, Taupo, and Tokoroa clusters. Back to you, Ange.
Thank you, Gino. It's always such a pleasure to have our conferences opened in such a beautiful way. So thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Welcome to our audience who have joined us here in the webinar this afternoon, and a warm welcome to anybody who might be viewing via our live stream, which is running through Facebook, LinkedIn and YouTube this afternoon. We've got 3 afternoons full of sessions for everybody, so we're going to be sharing the breadth of support that is available to the Bay of Plenty business community. We're going to kick off by getting into our first session quickly. So before I introduce our presenters, I will let you know how to interact with us. So for those joining in the webinar, you can see and hear us, but we can't see nor hear you. So please feel free to add any questions or comments into either the chat function or into the Q&A function that we've got available in Zoom. We'll take stock of those questions and then present them back to our organisations at the end of the session. Our sessions are being recorded and will be uploaded to a YouTube playlist on the Digital Boost channel for post-event viewing. So all registered attendees will be provided a link via email to the playlist. It is now my pleasure to introduce you to the Connected team. I'm going to hand over to Lats, and Lats is going to introduce the wider Connected team and our additional guests from Toi EDA. So thank you, Lats. Over to you.
Kia ora, Angela. Thank you. Firstly, thank you, Angela, for having us. It's great to be able to co-host alongside you on this conference and also showcase what support, information, products and services are available to the Bay of Plenty business community. So thank you for having us. Kia ora koutou, everyone, and welcome to those joining us today. Ko Ladavon sang on tōku ingoa. So my name is Ladavon and I'm the Employment Liaison Advisor for Connected, based here in Whakatane and covering the Eastern Bay of Plenty region. I work alongside my colleague there, Geno Stock, as well as Tina Gerard. I'll pass it over to Tina to introduce herself to those who've joined us also. So over to you, Tina.
Kia ora, ko Tina Gerard taku ingoa. I'm the Employment Liaison Advisor for Western Bay of Plenty, covering from Tauranga out to the wider region of Western Bay.
Awesome, thank you, Tina. I also want to thank our guest speaker for joining us in today's session. We have Abby Dickinson from Toi EDA. So over to you, Abby.
Good morning. Kia ora te whānau, no Abby aho. So I'm here on behalf of Toi EDA, so the Eastern Bay of Plenty Economic Development Agency. We work with the council, stakeholders and funders throughout the Eastern Bay, so from Otamarako all the way up to Te Whangaparoa, to support economic development, sustainable economic growth and thriving communities, which we'll cover very shortly. That's me now.
Kia ora, Abby, welcome and thank you for joining us today. So today, the first half of today's session, myself and our Connected team will be presenting a bit about Connected and how we operate and work within our own relevant clusters, as well as regionally for the Bay of Plenty. The second half of today's session will then I'll hand it over to Abby, who will speak a bit about Toi EDA and the support services that they provide to our business community here in the Eastern Bay of Plenty. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen, so just give me a moment. Hopefully you can all see that. Awesome. Great. So yeah, kia ora koutou and welcome to those who have joined us today. Myself and our Connected team here are going to present about Connected and how we operate here within the Bay of Plenty. So before we get started, I just want to talk a bit about why Connected was created. So the Connected service was created to help New Zealanders navigate the employment, education and training initiatives provided by government agencies, including those developed in response to COVID-19. Connected gives New Zealanders a single, consistent place to go to find the services and type of support that best suits them. Connected.govt.nz connects New Zealanders to more than 150 employment, education and training services at a national level. So why was Connected created? Oh, sorry, what is Connected? A common question that we do get. So Connected is a website, a phone line and a face-to-face service to help people find the employment, education and training services and types of support available to them from government agencies. It is a joint initiative from many government agencies coordinated by MSD, and it provides expert referrals to services, but doesn't provide any of the actual service itself. Anyone can drop into the 35 Connected sites. We're all based within work and income service centres around the country. So you don't have to be an MSD client to drop into those service centres there. So on the website will provide you a brief summary of each of the services provided by the government agencies. The phone line, which is 0800 264 737, operates from Monday to Friday from 8 AM to 5 PM. And the face-to-face service means you can drop into any of the Connected centres during opening hours, typically from 8:30 AM to 5 PM, but they may vary depending on which region you're based in. So each of our 35 Connected sites within MSD service centres has an employment liaison advisor. So we have 3 Connected representatives for the Bay of Plenty region, Gino Stock, who covers Rotorua, Taupo and Tokoroa region. We have myself, who covers Whakatane in the wider Eastern Bay of Plenty region. And we also have Tina Gerard, who sits within the Mount Manganui Connected Centre, who covers the Western Bay of Plenty region. The overarching aim of the Connected role is to ensure Connected becomes the most well-known and useful platform and service for accessing support for your business, for employment and education or training. We make sure that the Connected centres are used appropriately by our stakeholders, other government agencies and other employers. And between the 3 of us, we work with our relevant cluster to deliver and support initiatives within our areas. We also work cohesively alongside each other across the regions to support wider Bay of Plenty Connected initiatives and events relevant with our stakeholders. And we will touch on some of these initiatives later in the next slides. So an all of government approach. What does that mean and what does that look like now? So there are 18 government agencies who currently have information on their employment, education or training initiatives on the Connected website. Part of the Employment Liaison Advisor or ELA role is to develop and maintain knowledge of the employment, education and training support delivered across government agencies. The ELAs will build relationships with key agency contacts to build awareness and ensure maximum uptake within our region. So you can see this diagram here, kind of the ecosystem that we work amongst in. Within this ecosystem, we are engaging further with those relevant stakeholders within our clusters and overall region. So for example, MOE or Ministry of Education, myself and the rest of our ELAs are linking in with the high schools, such as the Gateway and Career Coordinators. We're also linking in with our education and industry training organisations, so those who sit under the Te Pukenga Network umbrella, such as Toi EDA and Te Wānanga or Aotearoa. We also link in with our local providers within our community, building awareness and seeing how Connected can support any initiatives within the community. So cross-agency engagement and products. So ELAs will engage with regional cross-agency representatives to understand their EET products and services and how these might be promoted through our Connected channels. We will invite agencies and stakeholders to contribute to the Regional Connected page where appropriate, and we will encourage the use of our Connected spaces within our area for employment, education and training initiatives. These spaces can also be used for employers for interviews. And our ELA, Tina, will touch on how she's utilised her Connected space there within the Western Bay later on in today's session also. We also support local provider initiatives and events across the region, which leads us to the next slide here. So Bay of Plenty Connected events. So ELAs will run their own and regularly attend events in the Bay of Plenty to promote government employment, education and training services. So I provided a quick snapshot here of some events, a few of the events that myself and the team have led or have co-hosted and supported throughout our clusters and our region. I just want to highlight two, which I've really enjoyed being a part of. And my colleagues will also touch on some of theirs too. So the first one that I wanted to highlight is the Women's Series, which was run across the Bay of Plenty. So with the Women's Series, Connected hosted an online two-part webinar series for women considering a return to work or change of career. Participants got to hear from a range of inspiring guest speakers who shared their personal career journeys, the twists, the turns, the challenges, and how they overcame them. Building confidence and getting inspired is what the series was all about, a more soft approach towards employment, education, and training. So we delivered this in September last year, and it was a two-part series via 1 hour online Zoom webinars across the Bay of Plenty region. For each of our sessions, we had 3 guest speakers join us per session. These were business owners, mums, and those who had stories and challenges that were relatable to our audience. Participants received a digital ebook at the end of the series, including the speakers' bios, employment opportunities, and training programs after attending the session. So we had about 48 people Zoom in on the day for our sessions, and overall we just had great feedback throughout the webinar sessions and after the series too. So overwhelmingly positive feedback. So that one was really great to be a part of for myself, and I really enjoyed running that for our region. The next one I wanted to highlight was the Eastern Bay of Plenty Job Expo Hiring Day. So this was a Connected and MSD collaboration incorporating skills VR. We ran this initiative that was October, in October at the War Memorial Hall here in Whakatane. And this was a collaborative joint initiative with the aim to connect job seekers to employment opportunities within the Eastern Bay of Plenty region. So we also had the Skills VR team join us for the day, where attendees got to explore a range of different industries, including kiwi fruit, traffic management, hospitality, and tourism, as well as the opportunity to complete the site-safe training on offer, and also talk to potential employers and get hired into work that day. We also had a few prizes to be won, including LAB concert tickets, which were provided by the Bay of Plenty Futures Academy. So overall, we had 16 employers join us on the day and around 250 attendees come through. So this was really a great initiative just to be out in the community and being able to showcase what opportunities and support was available. And this is also just an example of how us, the Connected team, work within our community by bringing together providers and linking our people up with the opportunities that are available. So those are the two that I've really enjoyed, being a part of and wanted to highlight. I'll now hand it over to my colleague Tina to speak on some of the initiatives she's run within the Western Bay. So over to you, Tina.
Oh, kia ora. So here in the Western Bay, we did quite a few initiatives actually. One in particular, in October last year, we ran a Spring into Work campaign where we partnered up with MSD, Skills VR, and Toi EDA Te Pukenga. And with the hiring day event, the purpose of it was to connect with job seekers in the community, Toi EDA students in the Bay of Plenty region to bring them in for employment opportunities. The Skills VR brought their virtual headsets, which gave people the ability to be able to use those headsets and look at different industries, give them a bit of an insight about maybe pulling kiwi fruit vines or various different types of job roles. And out of that day, I think we did one more better than Eastern Bay of Plenty, and we had 17 employers come to our day. And that was the opportunity for those employers to be able to have face-to-face conversations with people, learn about the job roles and what was on offer. And part of our employer evaluation from that was that it was suggested that 60% of the people that were interviewed on the day at that hiring event, and about 40% of those people were actually offered employment. So it was a really great day that we had that hosted down at Toi EDA, and it was just a real buzzy hive of activity. And also one of the Connected Open Day roadshows that we're currently running at the moment, where we're partnered with MSD throughout Western Bay of Plenty, and we're just going into different service centres and taking hiring employers in with us and different types of training providers and education providers to be able to give everybody the opportunity to have a talk one-on-one with some of these people and some of the ways that they may be able to help sort people out in terms of moving forward. So those are a couple of my opportunities that I've done.
Awesome, thank you, Tina. And I'll hand it over to Gino to speak on some of the initiatives he's run in Central Region. Over to you, Gino.
Awesome, hey, thanks, Let's. I guess I just wanted to talk on our current series, which is the webinar series. It's to do with employment and training. We are continuously doing these every fortnight, heavily involved, but it's a platform where we can promote employers, we can promote opportunities to our whānau that are looking, and really just get momentum of employment. And it's such a buzz. We get a lot of people joining in, and it's to all New Zealanders. It's for everyone. We like to host local employees. To the bigger ones that are hiring more than 10 people. Our webinars are awesome, an awesome platform, and I encourage anyone that's listening today, if you want to jump on, you can do so. Reach out to us. We'd love to feature you guys. We've also got a connected event that happened at Rotorua. It's called the Eat Shoot Hiring Day. So just to quickly touch on that again, not as many as employers as my counterparts, but again, it was a great day promoting awareness for the industry, which was hospitality. Again, we saw the need that we needed to get more people in to the busy time of the year for Christmas, and we jumped in, provided our work brokers who work alongside us quite closely, and we tried to get as many people into employment through this event. Very successful, awesome to be in the community. That's where we thrive the most. So again, Connected is all about just promoting, being a face for those that need help. And these events, as you can see, this is pretty much what we're all about. So really happy to be a part of this space. Cool, back to you, lads.
Awesome, thank you, Gino. So I've just you've seen a few photos from some of our events that we've run here. That's the Eat Street, which is the one that Gino just mentioned. So yeah, really cool to be a part of those initiatives. All right, on to using the Connected.govt.nz website. So the Connected website is a central place for information from the New Zealand government relating to employment, education and training. So Connected makes it easier to explore jobs, study, training or business support. So the service helps a wide range of New Zealanders to find advice and support they need, including businesses, people looking for help to find a job or who are worried about keeping the one that they have, and those looking for study and training advice and opportunities. So this is the landing page and what you'll see when you first log into the Connected website, so connecting you to support for mahi and training. One of the functions that I want to highlight from this main page here is you can see at the top where it says plan your next step. So I want to highlight this function here. So this is a quick questionnaire that will ask you 3 questions and help you to navigate through the Connected website and showcase what specific support, resources and tools best match you from what you've answered within the questionnaire. So the first question will come up as which one of these best describes you. So you can click on any one of those which applies to you. It will then give you a list or the second question, which is which type of support are you interested in? So you can, again, choose as many of those ones as you like, which applies to you. And what the Connected website will do is it'll collate and list the support and resources best match for you from what you've answered within the questionnaire. And it'll provide you a quick snapshot of what that service is about and who it's for. So if you click on the show more drop down function there, it'll take you to the actual relevant link or provider or service itself. So that's a bit about the Connected website, its functionality and how it works. We'll then go to the Bay of Plenty Connected regional page. So in March 2021, our Connected regional pages were launched. So this was set up to make it easier for someone to seek support locally at a regional level. So the regional pages are managed by our Bay of Plenty ELAs, so myself, Gino and Tina, and this is where we showcase and promote any upcoming events, training and job opportunities, as well as business support within the region. So this is a great marketing platform to utilise for employers and providers within our region to showcase what opportunities are available and what's coming up. On the regional pages too, it will also list our connected centres across the Bay of Plenty region. So this is where you can pop into your local connected centre, depending on where you're based. And these are the 3 connected sites across the Bay of Plenty. You can also email the centre directly, which will come through to the ELA based within that centre for an appointment, or if you just wanted to touch base with myself and the team, you're more than welcome to reach out at any time. So that brings us to the end of our Connected presentation. Just wanted to see if there are any questions anyone may have for myself and the team.
Let's one question. Is there a cost if I need to come across Connected services and support? Is there a cost for me to use your team?
So there's no cost to access the connected services. So you're welcome to pop into any of the connected sites and utilize the kiosk which is set up there and browse through the connected website. You can also call the 0800 number, which is also free. So there's no cost to access our services. We also have our free careers advice, which is available via Tertiary Education Commission, so TEC. So that helps with careers advice and CV support. That is also a free service too for all New Zealanders.
Thank you for that. And I'm just conscious of time and we've still got to hear from Abby. So I'm just going to open it up to you, Abby. We've got about 4 minutes for you to talk to us about Toi EDA and everything that you do and how we can get in touch with you if we need extra support.
Kia ora. Thank you so much, Angela. And to Gino, Let's, and Tina. Really, really cool to see an overview of the connected site and the services that you guys work on across the Bay. So Toi EDA, we basically look after economic development for the whole Eastern Bay. So it's quite a few. Let me share my screen quickly. And we've got a diagram of what we do, and I'll make sure that we're presenting that one as well. So we work with the councils, so Whakatane, Kaura, Poriki, and also Bay of Plenty Regional Council to identify or work alongside them and the current initiatives, projects, big planning that they're doing. So lots of infrastructure, big focus on the environment and the key economic development projects they need in their region to help them move forward. And we also do a lot of work with government partners in iwi around collaboration, partnership, and just developing projects, developing opportunities, and making sure that we are looking at what those workforce needs are in the future and how we're going to meet them. So aroha mai, the text might be a bit small if you're watching us online, but if you would like a copy, just please get in touch. So underneath all of these council initiatives, these big goals that they're working towards, you've got your industry, so civil construction, your workforce, so tertiary education providers, school leavers, rangatahi, and also potentially rangatahi that don't want to go into tertiary education. What do they do next? What training is available for them? Also do a lot of work with Māori and Pacifica businesses and identify the common themes across the councils. So we hold a range of forums. I think you came along to our civil construction one. Thank you so much for coming to that. So we get the whole industry around and we connect them with the district, with the council reps and other relevant industries. And we just get them to have a bit of a kōrero around what the needs are. And we also hear from the workforce because it's really important to just have that direct communication with them so they know what's going on at a council level and they can identify any concerns or any opportunities for development in that area. So we're focusing on those key sectors and also climate, sustainability and resilience. Been a lot about climate recently, and that's a huge focus heading forward because we want to develop strong communities that can continue for the far future. So we are basically a connector between councils, industry, and people like Connected, MSD, funding providers. So where there is a need, that's where we identify it and we provide support. We've got an amazing team. So working in Māori and Pacific business advice, we've got workforce development coordinator Rachel, and also driver operator training. So we've got people in place to connect job seekers or people that may be looking to get into different industries with the industry who need them. So just providing that really key pathway. So that's basically an overview of what we do throughout the region. And I guess our three key pillars, so the three key things everything comes back to under economic development for us is sustainable economic development. For the long term, we want to make sure that we're maintaining thriving communities throughout the whole region. Also having a winning brand, making sure people are aware that Toi EDA is able to provide a really high quality service for service providers and then for the industry and for councils as well. So yeah, that's basically a bit about our kaupapa. If anyone's got any questions, fire them through, or if not, no worries at all.
Thank you, Abby. No, great to hear about you. And I am just conscious that we are out of time. So if there are any questions, can we jump onto Toi EDA website to get in touch with you? That's the best way to reach out to you and your team.
Absolutely. So www.toi.eda.co.nz. And if it's also possible to get it in the minutes, or I'll pop it in the chat, that'd be kitipai.
Yep, no problem. Awesome. Thank you so much for our audience that has joined us this afternoon. I know we've run 1 minute over, so apologies for that, but some great information to kick off our conference. So I just want to thank you so much to the Connected team for presenting on all the mahi that you guys are doing in the Bay of Plenty region, and also to Abby and the Toi EDA team for joining us this afternoon. Up next, we have Employment.gov.nz joining us at 1 p.m. to share all about their platform and how they can support employers with employment rights. Later on, we'll be joined by Business.gov, Te Puna Kōkiri and NZTE this afternoon. So please do join us for those sessions. Other than that, we're going to wrap this up, and I hope to see you in those future sessions. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Abby.